2, 1.
Good morning, everyone.
My name is Sophia Budge, and I'm a student at the Ecole Selkirk Junior High in Selkirk.
My name is Mia Palmer. I'm also a student at ESJH.
I want to start off by saying that we acknowledge that we are gathered here today on Treaty 1 territory, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the homeland of the Red River Métis.
We're grateful to learn, grow, and come together as a school community on this land, and we're honored for the first peoples who have cared for it since immemorial.
So let's get started.
So I know there's some students here from other schools. Let's do a quick check-in.
If you hear your school's name called, I want you to make some noise.
Is there anyone here from Robert Smith?
Oh, yeah!
Woo! What about Ecole Bonaventure?
Yeah! Woo!
What about Ecole Selkirk Junior High?
Yeah!
Anybody from Centennial?
Is anyone here from Mapleton? Okay, that's nice.
To all the students, teachers, and staff here today, I would like to say Happy Free Transit for Youth Day.
Here to tell you more about it, I'd like to introduce the Premier of Manitoba, the Honorable Wab Kinew.
Yeah. Woo! Good job, guys. All right.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Beautiful. Good job.
One more time.
Hey, good morning to all the students who are here today. Let's make some noise. It's a beautiful day. So today we're here to announce that we're making transit free for you right across Manitoba, and we're taking the first step right here in Selkirk. So Selkirk is taking the first step by doing a summer pilot to make transit free for youth 11 to 16. And we're going to work with them over the next few months to make sure that when you come back to school in the fall, no one under 18 has to pay for transit at all. Woo! Yeah! So that means more freedom, more independence, but it's also better for the environment. And we hope that this is going to make good habits as you grow up and make your lives here in Manitoba. So we're really happy to have Mayor Larry and a wonderful partnership with the City of Selkirk so that we can do the right thing for the climate, we can do the right thing for families who are thinking about the cost of living, and we can do the right thing for the future generations. So, Selkirk is helping to lead the way for Manitoba. We'll be rolling this out in other cities like Winnipeg and Brandon. But Selkirk, you were ready. Yeah. And so we're rolling. We're making the wheels on the bus roll. Round and round.
Go round and round.
Yeah, they did. You guys are awesome. So just to conclude, when we get to September of this year, students across Manitoba will be getting on the bus with a new fresh syllabus in hand, studying the angles of the rhombus, the ephebus of ancient Athens, the iambus of Shakespeare, the nimbus in the crowd, the omnibus for those of us in politics, and then we'll go watch the Jets and cheer for Connor Hellebus.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Premier. That's great news to hear. And now, because our City of Selkirk did not want to wait until September to make sure that students get free transit, here's the Mayor of Selkirk, Larry Johannson.
Well, thank you very, very much for that beautiful introduction. I'm joined here today by our CAO, Dwayne Nickel, Deputy Mayor Fiddler, and Councillor Smith. This is an exciting day. Transit is huge for the City of Selkirk. 2 decades ago, we started transit. And we knew before we started to grow the city, we needed to grow our infrastructure. So we had a brand new wastewater treatment plant, water plant. We developed our downtown core. We improved the city. And we also added Selkirk Transit. And when the first big company outside the province came to Selkirk and wanted to build the first big blocks, we were in the boardroom and they said to us what they wanted to do. We explained to them what we'd like to see. And their first question was, do you have transit? And we said, yes, we do, and it'll stop at your new building. So I want to thank the Premier and the province of Manitoba for their investment. Selkirk Council identified free public transit for Selkirk youth in our 2026 budget. And not long after that, the province of Manitoba announced the initiative in its budget, where youth in Winnipeg, Selkirk, and other municipalities would ride transit for free. Today, we're excited to launch Next Stop, Selkirk's free youth transit pass for students aged 12 to 21, supporting Selkirk youth as well as students from neighboring communities who attend school in Selkirk. Over 1,700 students from Selkirk, St. Clements, and St. Andrews now have access to free Selkirk transit. What does this mean? This means easier access to school, to jobs, to recreation, and to much more. Free youth transit is about more than just the rides. It's about building a long-term vision where public transit is a natural, reliable choice for transportation. It's about giving our youth more agency and more access to opportunity and making life more affordable for families. This new program is aligned with our community-developed strategic plan, where our citizens told us they wanted us to create opportunities for them to make more sustainable choices. Having public transit is a start, but programs like Next Stop remove the financial and skill barriers. If you don't grow up using public transit, if it's a life skill you're not being taught, accessing transit can feel intimidating. So that's why we're bringing a bus to schools. And we're going to provide ridership training each year to help students get a feel of how the system works and to build confidence. We know that youth that grow up using transit become adults who use transit, either as an option or as a regular part of their transportation mix. Since its inception in 2011, Selkirk Transit has almost tripled its ridership. Increased ridership of Selkirk Transit now and in the future will help eliminate vehicle emissions, it will ease traffic congestion, and it will support our climate action goals as Selkirk continues to be an environmental leader. In Selkirk, we know firsthand that affordability and accessibility public transit is a dedicated lane to employment, to education, and to social interaction. We know that by offering public transit, we are building a more equitable and sustainable city. Next Stop passes are available for students to pick up at the Lord Selkirk Regional Comprehensive Secondary School and the Ecole Selkirk Junior High, or at the City of Selkirk Civic Office with ID and proof of enrollment. Next Stop, education. Next Stop, recreation. Next Stop, opportunity. And next stop is independence. And I would like to present the first Next Stop transit pass to our Premier, Mr. Wab Kinew.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want you to know I am over 18, though. So,
For you, we're going to make an exception. I'll ride it with you.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And now I would like to invite to the podium a longtime resident of Selkirk, Ashley Henry.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ashley Henry, and I'm a longtime resident of the city of Selkirk, and I'm also a mom. Like most parents of the city of Selkirk, we are feeling the pressure of the higher prices at the gasoline pumps in the grocery stores. That's why I'm grateful to the province of Manitoba, the city of Selkirk, and Selkirk Transit. Saving the cost of transit this year is going to save a lot of families money. It's also going to allow our youth ages 12 to 21 to have the freedom to enjoy their summer. If you want to go to the Selkirk Park, Selkirk Transit is free. If you want to go swimming at the swimming pool, Selkirk Transit is free. If you want to just get an ice cream at Dairy Queen, Selkirk Transit is free. It's also good news for parents who won't have to drive their kids everywhere. I know the provincial government and Premier Kinew have a number of policies to address affordability. Taking the PST off all food in the grocery stores. Taking $1,700 off your property taxes and taking $675 off your rent. And Manitoba is leading the way in Canada by stopping large grocery chains from raising your costs with predatory pricing and anti-competitive practices. Most of all, starting this fall, students across Manitoba are going to be able to ride public transit for free. I am also so grateful to the Mayor and Council of the City of Selkirk, and Council of the City of Selkirk did not want to wait until the fall. They wanted to give kids free transit right now. Between the investments in the public library, investments in local infrastructure, the City of Selkirk is really stepping up to make this a really great city to grow up in.
I'll applaud that.
In closing, I would like to thank the City of Selkirk for making sure this city continues to be a great place to raise a family. I would also like to thank Selkirk Transit for everything they do to make transportation options affordable for the residents. And I especially want to thank Premier Kinew for supporting rural Manitobans by making sure that no one gets left behind. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashley.
Before we open up to questions, I just want to say that, oh my gosh, free public transit can improve people's lives in many ways.
One benefit is that it helps people save money on transportation.
People can use that extra money for other important things like food or school supplies.
Free transit also makes it easier for people to get to work, school, and appointments.
Overall, free transit for youth helps people and communities.
It makes transportation more accessible for everyone.
Thank you.
So now, let's open it up to questions from the media.
Looking at the future mayor and council.
Yeah, future premier.
Mayor.
You guys did awesome.
Mayor, he wants to.
Okay, great job. That was awesome.
Just to clarify, this pilot, does it start today or when does it start?
September. Oh, the pilot starts today. Yeah.
You'll have to pick up one of these passes at the school.
You're right. At City Hall. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so just on the ages, 11 to 21 on the pilot?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, can you give us a sense of the ridership numbers in Selkirk, especially among younger ages? Give our audience a sense of how important this is going to be for the community here. And
It's very important, and more on a personal note, I've got two grandkids that started, they're grade 9, they just finished in high school. They're both 14, Ashley and Aiden. And Ashley wants to be an independent young woman, so she's gotten a job at McDonald's. She wants to earn her own money, but she wants to be able to get there and get back without bothering her parents and without spending a lot of money on it. Now she's going to be able to do that. And that's so gratifying to me as not only as a grandparent, but as the mayor of Selkirk. And Aiden, he wants to be a sports star, so he tried out with the hockey team, and he made the high school baseball team already. And they have a lot of early morning practices at the Selkirk Rec, the hockey team. So he's working out there. So they have to get back. And a lot of times, they have to have the parents bring them back or some other mode of transportation. Now our bus will go right to that rec center, and they'll be able to pick the kids up with their hockey equipment, and they're going to be able to bring them back to the school. So those two examples that kind of amplify why we need this so badly. And I'm proud of it, and I'm proud of the province. We have such a strong partnership. We work together on things. And as we've said in the past, we've been at the steel mill, we've been at a lot of these kind of announcements. We've said, together, we're Manitoba strong. And as per more on the ridership, like I say, we've tripled the ridership since 2011. So I don't have the exact numbers, but I never memorize anything I can easily look up. So thank you. Well, what we're doing with our transit, and we've done it right from the start, is we've made accessible routes. We've made it easy to get on transit. We have an app that they're able to look at, see when the bus is coming, see where the bus is at. We've made it user-friendly. We've got bicycle racks that go on the front of the buses. So if you're on a bike and you want to jump on the bus, you're able to do that. It's so important that you don't want to put barriers up for people that want to use transit. We're so firm believers in the transit system that this is just icing on the cake now to be able to provide this to the youth in the community. But it's a safety aspect too. It gets more cars off the streets. We're firm believers that we have too many emissions as it is. We have way too many. And we're seeing the climate change. We're seeing more violent storms. We just went through a storm that we had the tip of the tornado come here, and I wouldn't want to see the whole thing. We've seen the tip, and that was bad enough. So anything we can do to create a better environment and to help kids and citizens in general ride the transit, we're there for them. We have 4 now. We are always looking at budgeting for more buses. But right now, we're going to stick with the 4 we have. We're going to keep them on the road. And as demand picks up, we will add more. So, of course, this is a pilot project right now. We're going to see how it goes. Once September hits, we want to be ready. I'm sure the province wants us to be ready also to be set to go. So this is something that we're seeing success with transit, and now we're going to see more success with transit.
How much do you expect this to cost?
That I'm not quite sure. We're going to work with the province. I know our guys are working figures. The province is working figures. We're going to work together, and we're going to have the rollout on the finances close to September.
For the Premier?
Premier?
Why choose Selkirk for this pilot project?
Selkirk was ready to go. Selkirk had a plan in place already. So good on you for being ready. I think it was at the Selkirk State of the Region luncheon just a couple days after our budget when we'd announced the province-wide initiative, and we saw Mayor Larry, but also officials from the city of Selkirk, and they said, we've already got a plan to do this. This is amazing. So basically what we're doing as the province is just stepping up as the funder for a model that the city of Selkirk was already planning to roll out. And so now we're going and doing the same thing with the city of Winnipeg, Brandon, etc. across the province. And so it's going to be great news for kids, help for families with affordability, and help the climate too. So can we make news for our 2 future premiers here who did a great job hosting the event today? Bravo.
Mr. Premier, many of our viewers are going to be asking about Winnipeg. What happens next? Do you have any sense of a timeline at this time? Obviously, obviously it's Selkirk's being used as a pilot, we understand, but what is it going to look like in the coming months for the city?
Yeah, our hope is the same thing, that by the time you get to September and the kids go back to school, that they won't have to pay for transit in the city of Winnipeg either. And we're working on that with city officials right now.
Is the plan to use a transit card like Selkirk? Will that happen?
I think so. Like, the details will be announced as we get closer to the launch date, but that's sort of what's under consideration right now. So yeah, what Selkirk's doing here, I think, is it's breaking a trail for the whole province.
Is there concern right now from the province in terms of revenue? Winnipeg transit revenue is down, ridership numbers have been down, people feel unsafe on the bus, fare checks are going up from community safety officers that the city of Winnipeg has hired. Is there a concern now by bringing more people on the bus that will increase safety, or perhaps the opposite, bring an adverse effect? What would you say at this time?
Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for coming. See you. Have a great day. So with more people on the bus, it means more safety. And when we're talking about supporting the Winnipeg Transit as an organization in the city of Winnipeg, we put money in the budget for these initiatives. So there's a specific amount for Selkirk, there's amounts for the city of Winnipeg, Brandon, and right across the province, the other municipal transit services.
Can you just name all the transit systems that will happen?
They're in the release, but it's basically Winnipeg, Brandon, Selkirk, Thompson, Flin Flon, and I feel like I'm Winkler?
Winkler.
Yeah. I check the release, please, Ian. I think I left one out there on my list.
Mr. Premier, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Overall province, how much percentage of ridership is under 18?
Well, I think back to when I was a teenager, I was on the bus all the time. And it was that freedom to be able to go hang out with your friends or to be able to go participate in different activities. So we want to make sure that that increases in the future. And I think it varies from municipality to municipality. But ensuring that families get a little help with the cost of living and we're building some good habits with youth, that's what we're investing in here.
Under 18? Like is 18 included?
That's what we're hoping for, and that's what we're pushing. Not pushing. We'll be friendlier than that. That's what we're working on, collaborating on with our municipal partners.
And the feeling is that you would have to go to school to pick up this card?
When we first started discussing this as part of our budget, I was like, let's just make transit free for everybody under 18. So that's what I would like to see. From there, then it becomes, okay, but how is the bus driver going to know if someone's 18? And then you work through the details from there. But specifically, yeah, I mean, I think anyone 18 and under should be going to school, prepare for the future. But at the same time, maybe having access to free transit is going to help somebody who's maybe not on the best track to get on a more positive track in the future. So, yeah, I'd like it to be as inclusive as possible, but we got to work with the reality of the bus drivers and the municipal folks who are going to be administering this too, right? So it's a bit of a balance.
Financially, I know 10 million was the number that was put out there initially. Is the feeling that you're going to estimate what could be lost revenue by these transit systems and give the money to support that? How does that work?
Yeah, basically, and we're arriving at that through negotiation with the municipality. So I think what we're talking about here today, we're looking at about $500,000 with the city of Selkirk.
Premier, this question from my colleague. Current disaster financial assistance rules state that trickle damages are not covered. Obviously, what is going on is the province going to amend or waive the rules to flood victims to receive money?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we're working with our EMO, the Emergency Management Organization officials right now on how to codify this new approach. But here's the basic idea. What is the role of government in a natural disaster? First, it's to keep people safe and to ensure that any sort of emergencies like health, medical emergencies are going to be looked at. But during the rebuild, it's to ensure that people can get back to normal as best as we can support them. And so if you go back to last week and we were spending time in Stonewall, Stony Mountain, Balmoral, all across the RM of Rockwood, really, you have folks there who are in their 70s and 80s saying, we've never seen this before. So if you have somebody who's lived in a community for 8 or 9 decades, and they've never seen this kind of flooding, it's reasonable to expect that folks in that area wouldn't put up flood protection, or they wouldn't purchase overland flood insurance. And because of that reality of a changing climate, bringing forward impacts that we've never seen in certain parts of the province before, that's why we're looking at ensuring that this DFA program is going to be there for people so that no one in rural Manitoba gets left behind, and that we're not going to let the rules as posted on the website stand in the way of doing the right thing. We put the links to the disaster financial assistance applications up right away so that people who are already at that stage, they've already spoken to insurance and they know that they're going to need more help than that they can apply and start to get started. In launching that, we got the boilerplate language there, but I want to reassure people, yeah, this is going to look different than how it has in the past.
Premier, I've got one from my colleague from CTV National. The final report of the Integrated Adult Services Pilot Project was released today. It calls for an overhaul of the system. It comes with a list of 13 recommendations. The advocates say the government has 6 months to propose a plan to implement the recommendations. My colleagues hope to get your thoughts on this.
I haven't seen the report, so we'll have to get back to you later. Maybe our minister will be able to do so. Thanks. Thanks for understanding.
I just want to go back to the DFA, just to make sure I'm understanding that.
Yeah.
Like there are, it says insurable damages are not eligible for DFA. I know you mentioned the overland flooding example, but there could be a scenario where someone could have taken advantage of that coverage, but they did not. It sounds like those individuals will be able to get DFA support as well.
We're working with our emergency management officials on exactly those details. And the idea is the climate is changing, and our policy and emergency response has to change with it. For folks who've never seen a natural disaster of this sort in certain parts of the province, I don't think we can hold them to see you, have a good day. I don't think we can hold them to a rule that was developed before the impacts of climate change were as apparent.
So they won't be punished for not having a comprehensive insurance.
Yeah, that, like when I came out and said no one in rural Manitoba is going to be left behind, that was the intention. And now as people are sorting through the insurance, we're still telling everyone, start with your insurance. But then as you go through that process and then you start to look online at the DFA application, fill out the application. And we're going to be sorting out the details and working with you to ensure that people can get back to normal.
Winnipeg is included?
They didn't declare a state of emergency, so my understanding right now is that the state of emergency has to be declared in the municipality.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not Winnipeg yet, and then for DFA, is there a cap for how much someone could?
We'll have to get back to you, because like I said, we're sorting through some of these details. In some cases there are, but like I said, we don't have that level of specificity right now. But I would encourage people, fill out the DFA application online, talk to your insurance company first, fill out that application, and then we'll just sort through it and get you back on your feet.
What's the earliest that somebody could see financial assistance in there? Weeks, months?
Yeah, I'd hope it's weeks.
Any other questions?
Just on transit for a few, like there's a new campaign for climate action saying we need 50-50 funding. I know you previously said that this is your approach. The demand, your approach being free transit for youth, but the call remains for 50-50 funding. Why not do that?
Well, I love John Kay. He's basically one of our great poets that Manitoba's ever produced. And it is a line from the movie Step Brothers, but I think it applies in this case. He's the songbird of our generation. So I got a lot of time whenever he gets behind an idea like the transit issue. And if you want transit, this is what we're doing. We're making transit free for people under 18. So I think we're on the same page. They're pursuing one, or they're advocating for one policy approach. We're saying the same thing, but we want to start with the young people. And we want to encourage the habits to grow over a lifetime. By the way, it helps with affordability and the environment too.
That 50-50's been gone since 2017, to my understanding. So is the hope then that the the younger riders then will help generate revenue in years to come?
Yeah, I think that's everyone's hope, from the transit drivers and their representatives, from the bus manufacturer in Transcona, NFI, to the municipal leaders and to us at the province. The hope is that a young person today will start riding the bus as a teenager, and along the way we'll keep buying more buses, we'll keep improving the transit services across Manitoba, and then that way when this generation is in adulthood, they'll just keep that healthy, climate-friendly habit going forward in a good way.
And there's a specialized cancer doctor that may leave the province. They spent 2 years trying to get a service adopted in Manitoba that's elsewhere in the country. They spent a lot of time trying to get meetings. They never got a response. When you saw that, I mean, what was your reaction to that? And what made that?
I saw this physician's colleagues at a party on Friday night, and I was disappointed, just like they were. And so I hope they stay. I hope we can put together something that will entice them to stay. And I guess this is just another reminder, like, the health system is massive, but somehow we have to have an ability to keep an eye on situations like this before they reach the level of frustration that we saw in this instance. We anticipated this. We put in funding in our last budget since taking office every year for new clinician researcher spots. The idea was to keep talented up-and-coming doctors who are also doing groundbreaking research, to keep those folks in the province of Manitoba. And so while we have provided the resources at a high level for those things to happen, this story is clearly a reminder that we got more to do to make sure that we keep all the talent in our healthcare system right here in this great province.
Any other questions? Anything?
Amazing. Okay. Can we do a photo op with this? So we can